Great. All right, everybody. Very good evening. This is Manmeet here. I'm the program director of Scaler School of Technology. Um, Thanks for joining in. The fact that you're here tells me that you're hungry to know more about this program and and also that you are hungry to learn more about computer science, right? So really looking forward to tell you everything about the program, to take all your questions. The session is an AMA session. So AMA means Ask Me Anything. And I will be answering a lot of your questions. So good thing is that we have two more test slots, one more test slot left now, which is the August 9th one, for which the registrations will end very soon. And I'm sure as parents and students attending this, there are certain questions that you still want us to answer. So we want to do that in this session and looking forward to it. One sort of update that I want to share is that today, the first batch of 300 students joined us here, and I was introducing the peers to each other, and it was such a nice feeling to see them in person, and like a really stellar batch, right? Like I think this time around 65% of them have actually left offers from tier 1 institutes like BITS Pilani or NIT, etc. So the quality of the batch is much higher, and we can see the enthusiasm and the energy on campus today. So we all are super happy. Maybe I can start off with a quick introduction for parents who don't know me or for students who are attending this session for the first time. I said I'm the program director, but apart from that, 2017 is when I started my own business, own startup. It was called Clarity with a K. It was an on-demand mentoring platform, education platform, and that got acquired later in 2020. I wanted to do something exciting after the acquisition, and that's how Scaler happened. It's been almost 4 years at Scaler, and SST is literally from day one, from naming the college, XYZ, helping build the curriculum, the product, etc. So really passionate about the problem of engineering education that we are solving. And since I've been around for so long, I believe I can answer most of your questions. And here I work with other leaders of Scaler School of Tech, right? Great. So just allow me a second. I also want to go through the kind of comments and questions which are coming in. Okay. So I see Alam is here. There's Dark Gaming who's in the chat. There's Bhanyut. When will this session end? So I see all kind of questions. I'm keeping an eye on the chat. See, the way I would like to structure this, guys, is that typically there are 2 or 3 fixed questions that everybody sort of wants answers to. One being, okay, how do the degrees work at Scaler School of Technology? Will having a BSc plus master's degree hamper my career in any way? So I want to talk about the degrees part, definitely. I think the second question that we get very often is that, hey, Scaler School of Technology is new, right? So how do I trust this new college with my career, etc.? So I definitely want to talk about that. Maybe what I would want to do is that before I start with questions from the chat, I will talk in detail about these two because these are common questions. Even if you know the answers, maybe a revision ho jayega aapka, right? So let's start with that, right? Allow me 2 seconds. My net is lagging a bit, but just give me a second. Okay. I hope my screen is visible. Great. So I think I can share context with you all. See, what this slide is saying is that India in the next few years, in the next 15 years, is going to go from $3 trillion to $15 trillion. I'm talking about GDP. So that's a 5x growth. And most of this growth is going to be driven by technology-based efficiency building, right? And so therefore, tech sector, huge opportunities in the future. Already AI is coming up. There are so many interesting things happening. One thing as students who are getting into this should know is that there are 2 kinds of jobs. One is a service-based company kind of job, which is the TCS, Wipros, Infosys of the world. And the other is a product-based job, which means the Amazons and the Googles of the world. The trend that's currently happening is that service-based jobs are going down, product-based are coming up. And the problem is that for these product-based jobs, the kind of skills that are needed, that is not being taught by these 4,000 engineering colleges that exist in India today, which is why SST sort of comes in. Like some of these stats are really worrying, right? Like only 16% find a job. Most of these jobs are computer science jobs. So BTech really needs to be re-engineered today, which is why SST exists, right? Scaler School of Technology ka vision hai to become the Stanford for tech education in India, right? And Stanford banne ke liye, you need, of course, a great curriculum, great teachers. You need a pedagogy and a way of teaching which is very different, which is learning by doing based. And you need really a strong peer group, right? So the thing that I was speaking about earlier, the kind of people who study here. Now, this is just background. Now, I want to talk about the degree part. Now, see, why are we talking about the degree? We are talking about the degree so that outcomes after the program are taken care of. Now, what are the outcomes? Outcome one can be placement. Outcome two can be you become an entrepreneur, and outcome three is that maybe you want to do higher studies. As long as this happens, right, then you are sorted. That means that the degree is good no matter you name it X, Y, Z. Correct? Now, let's talk about each of these outcomes in detail so that you as a parent or you as a student are very clear on what is it that you get when you come here and what is it that you don't get when you come here. Okay. Now, see, placements, the biggest, I'm sure a lot of people want to get into these high paying tech jobs. And now it's a function of, it depends on three things basically. One is how strong a profile do you have? Second is, do you have access to those opportunities or not? And third is eligibility for those kind of companies. Okay. Now let's talk about each of this access, eligibility, etc. one by one. Okay, so that you understand at SST how do placements work, right? Now see, profile building, which is the strength of your resume. What do you have in your resume at the end of 4 years? There, given that our curriculum is built with the help of industry professionals, we very clearly know that the skills that we are teaching are exactly what industry professionals and industry leaders want us to teach. Okay, I will give you a few examples for you all to understand this better. The program is structured in a 2+1+1, like 24 months plus 12 plus 12, where the first 2 years are focused on building fundamentals. Then you go ahead, you do a 1 year, you do internships, right, which are paid. And then you specialize in an area of your interest, which is in the final year. Now, what are the kind of projects that you build? Now, these are some projects which are already built by our students. Actually, this slide deck is not updated. There are many more cool projects that students are working on, be it for urban company. This one is for the Government of India Bhashini project. So let me give you a few more examples, and I'll also take you through the detailed curriculum. So if you haven't seen this curriculum, I highly recommend that you go on our website and download the detailed curriculum. It breaks down that every trimester, what is it that we will teach and what are the learning outcomes and how, like what kind of projects will you build while you teach this, right? So just give me a second. So for example, if I talk about data structures and algorithms, now this is something that most companies which come for placements, the process is in a way that in the first round that they have, they test your fundamentals of data structures and algorithms. Now that typically is taught in third year in traditional BTech, but in SST, it is taught in the first 8 months. Okay, where you actually build a small project to learn that, or if be it web development, you will build websites, or let's say slightly advanced trimesters where if let's say that you take up data science and machine learning, which is nothing but AI, then you build, for example, let me give you a good example that it's easy to understand for parents. Is like everyone has heard of Siri and Alexa. Ghar pe hoga aapke, hello Alexa, can you do this, that? Now imagine your son or you as a student building that kind of an app yourself in college. So that's the kind of learning that we want to give. And which is why we feel that profile wise, our students will have 50 plus projects, a lot of internships, a lot of hackathons, a lot of coding competitions that they will have on their profile and the resume. All this we spoke about. Now, see, curriculum PDF building that is very easy, but if you don't have the right people to teach you, right? So here I'm really proud to share that all of our teachers are people who have real industry experience. I'll give you a few examples. Instructors like, for example, there is Shitit sir who's not on this slide, but Shitit sir has worked with Snapdeal, and after working for Snapdeal, he has over 1,600 hours of teaching experience, and now he teaches at SST. There are mentors from the industry. There are, for example, the person that you see here, ex-CTO of Flipkart. Today morning, he was on the campus, Amod Malviya sir, right? There was one more special person on campus today. Has everyone here used Hotstar? Right? Everyone has used Hotstar. Have you used Geo Cinema recently to watch the IPL? Now, the person who is the head of the technology of Geo Cinema was on campus. His name is Akash Saxena. He's the CTO of this, Geo Cinema now. Earlier, he was the CTO of Hotstar. So people like that come to campus to share their learnings and to inspire students, right? So that's on the profile bit. I hope everyone is with me till here and understanding the kind of profile students that SST will have. I'm going to link it all to the degree part in a bit, okay? So just stay with me. Second is access to opportunity. Now, while SST is started in 2023, Scaler as an organization exists from 2014. So it's almost a decade, 10 years, right? Where we've been working with over 1,200 companies. And the numbers that you see here are for our existing programs. This is the online programs that we have, right? Just clarifying that for the offline program, placements are yet to happen. But given that the students are so strong, the pedagogy curriculum is so strong, it's offline, in person, we strongly believe that the kind of skill set that these students will have will be stronger or equal to the online batch. And therefore, they should be able to also get great outcomes, right? So just like in a traditional college, placements happen offline. In a very similar way, companies will come to SST campus for placements, right? And you have access to opportunity, basically. Okay. These are some of the placement stats that we have. These are some of the founders. This is the team that we have. There are people from IITs. There are people who built Myntra operations. There is Bhavik who built Uber in India. So there's a strong team here. Now, talking about the eligibility. Now, this is a misconception that I would like to clear out. Most people, I mean, they talk to their building uncle, auntie, or some person in the family, and they will say that, okay, eligibility is BTech, okay, for example. But the truth is, and I'll show you right now, for example, Google. If you see Google's job listing in India, they mention that bachelor's degree is what they are, the basic eligibility is. It does not say BTech, bachelor's or equivalent. In fact, they say practical experience. So even if a student has no degree but has practical experience, they will consider. Then there is Amazon, same. There is Uber, which also says the exact same thing. If you check, all this is on LinkedIn, right? Microsoft, Goldman Sachs, all of them very clearly. So all of the top product-based companies, you will see that the eligibility is bachelor's degree. Now, if that is the eligibility, are SST students eligible? Yes. Why? Because they get a BSc program from BITS Pilani, which they pursue in parallel via Coursera. And second, they get a master's degree from Wolf University. Now, Wolf is a university based out of Europe, which it comes just a year we have UGC. So there is a body called CES. And because it's part of CES, it's also part of ECTS, European Credit Transfer System. Right. So yeah, I mean, you essentially get these two degrees, which make you eligible for these companies. So now, if I just take you back, and if I talk about how do placements work, it's a function of profile, strong profile है, resume अच्छा है, आपके पास companies आ रही है नहीं आ रही है, do you have access, and third is eligibility, कि आप eligible हो या नहीं हो. ये तीनों को जब आप मिलाओगे, we are very confident, and we are already seeing. So really happy to share that 21 of our students, in fact, some of them are sitting in front of me right now. 21 of students got an internship at Dukan 6 months before they were supposed to start internships. which means that they are already ready for industry, and many more students are now. You will hear on our YouTube channel about the kind of outcomes and the placements that they get. Of course, as they go ahead, you will also see full-time offers also rolling out. Okay. So on the degree part, I hope everyone is clear that it does not affect your eligibility or the kind of jobs that you get at top product-based companies. Now, the other outcome that a lot of people would want is they would want to study further, either in India or abroad. Okay? Now, like I said, you have these two degrees that all of the students will pursue in parallel. Now, let's take one use case. If you want to study an MBA in India, now because BITS Pilani is recognized by UGC, you can do a CAT in India, right? You can give the CAT exam. If you want to go abroad, now to go abroad, you need 16 years of education. So 12 plus 3 plus 1, you will have 16 years of education. And all of these degrees are internationally. So Wolf University is recognized by 70 countries. Okay. So all of these degrees basically enable you to give an GMAT and go abroad, give a GRE and go abroad. You can give the UPSC exam in India and pursue civil services. In fact, in case you want to, let's say, migrate to a country like Canada, because you have a master's, you can easily migrate, right? You actually get more points to migrate. Okay. So further studies also, a lot of people ask us that, will there be any hindrance? So no hindrance. In fact, that now MTech is also not a problem in India because BITS Pilani has launched a 4-year BSc honors, and if you do that, then you can pursue an MTech in India as well. Clear? So that is outcome 2. Outcome 3 is entrepreneurship. Let me know in the chat in case anyone is interested. But we've got a very cool innovation lab where I'm sure it'll produce a lot of entrepreneurs, deep tech entrepreneurs, and there is support for funding, there is support for mentorship, etc., etc. So that's the third outcome. Net, I mean, if you compare SST versus even tier 1 institutes, you will see that there is a lot of value that we are adding, and there's a new model of education that we are building to India, that we are bringing to India, right? So that's on the kind of placements, outcomes, degrees, that the questions that I want to clarify on. Maybe I'll take a few questions from the chat, and then I will also talk about, hey, SST is new, Scaler School of Tech is new. How do I trust this new college, right? Like, what will happen? What will happen if Scaler School of Tech shuts down? So these are genuine. I mean, like, as a parent, I also understand these concerns. So I will address this. But let me see if थोड़े से chat से if I can answer. ठीक है. So I don't see a lot of questions. ठीक है. Let's see. Sir, I am a class 12 PCB student, so should I consider BCA? Sure, there are some colleges which don't take math, so you can consider. Very good evening, Alam. Good evening, Aryaman. Om Parmana, how to improve English speaking? So I think longish answer for that. Maybe I'll skip that for now. Yeah. Piyush Thakur, sir, I've heard that the first 2 years of college are most crucial. So, what to do in it to get maximum skills for internships and placements? You're actually right. Like, most people in India don't know this, by the way. Like, they feel that third and fourth year mein mehnat karte hai. But the truth is that by that time, it's too late. I don't know if you all know that 6, 7 semester mein the placements begin. So, you have to really build your profile in the first 2 years. Now, if someone does not have any idea, my suggestion would be that the curriculum that I was showing you, you try and follow that. If you come to SST, then obviously you will follow that curriculum. But if you don't come to SST, let's say that you don't get selected or you're anyway studying somewhere else, I would say that check out that curriculum, try and build some of those projects. You'll find it online. Try and find mentors who can mentor you on those projects. So that's a very good starting point. Like, it's a good roadmap to follow. And the other thing I would say is that there are a lot of websites like AngelList. There are websites like Internshala. There are in general for tech. There is a website called Hirist, HIRIST. So you'll find a lot of those kind of platforms where you should hunt for internships. You should also just write to founders once you have a certain skill set that, hey, I'm keen on working with you. I don't mind a lower stipend and those kind of things. So jitne internships, you're right. Like, you should, how many other internships you can do, you should do. ठीक है. तो जो भी इंग्लिश के लिए वरी कर रहे हैं, जस्ट वांट टू से दैट एट एसएसटी वी हैव अ स्ट्रक्चर्ड process in place to help you improve on your communication skills. It includes a lot of like practical things like reading books, um, um, presenting, like 1% better that you see on my screen. That same philosophy is what we apply for this as well. ठीक है, scholarship we can talk about in a bit. Amanjeet Malik, I mean, I'm happy to share this with you on WhatsApp. If you can just remind me again. Today was a very busy day because of the commencement. So I see about scholarships. I see fees high है, कैसे manage कर सकते हैं? Can we get scholarships? तो मैं थोड़ा सा उसके बारे में I can talk about it. Yes, Gujarati medium everybody can apply as long as you have basic understanding of English. You can take. ठीक है, तो scholarships कैसे work करती है at SST? Let's talk about that. See, scholarships पे decide करने के लिए, let's say if 100 people apply, किन को scholarship देना है? Of those 100, there is a process in place. Now, what is that process? There are 5 parameters that we look at. The first parameter is your performance in school. So let's say that if you have 95 in 10th, 90 in 12th, then obviously you've done well in school, and we give you a certain marks. Let's say 1 to 5 के बीच में, you're given a score on this particular parameter. This is school. There are competitive exams. There are multiple exams that are looked at. For example, JEE, BITSAT, SAT, Olympiads, etc. So NSET, our own exam. If you've done well in any of these, then you get a score there. So that's the second parameter. Third is extracurricular. It could be tech extracurricular. It could be, let's say, national level sports competitions, etc., etc. You get certain marks there. Then is family income. Right, family income is one of the parameters. It's not like if you have a low income, you will get a scholarship. It's one of the parameters. You need to do well in the others as well. So that's the fourth parameter. And finally, there is gender. Now, when you combine all of this, and every student will get a score basis the document that they submit. So be careful with the kind of documents that you're submitting. Then they are sort of in descending order marked, and then the top 15% is given a scholarship. And वो जो सबसे highest है, they get like more scholarship and then so on and so forth. ठीक है, तो scholarship इस तरीके से work करते हैं. Even for the August 9th intake, there are scholarships available. Don't worry. Even for August 5th, today also is given the test. There are scholarships available. वही 15% के हिसाब से scholarships will be 10 to 15%, 12% जो भी rate होता है उस हिसाब से scholarships will be given out. काफी बच्चों को हम अच्छे मतलब जैसे अभी भी there are so many kids who have offers and they are really passionate about studying at SST, and if they are good plus they are like very serious, then our team goes above and beyond. Like we have a financing team which will support you, which will work with you, which will work with your parents, with your relatives, etc., etc., try and figure a solution for you of how you can study at SST. So my suggestion would be, see, only 3-4% firstly get an offer from SST. तो आप पहले ऑफर निकालो. Once you have an offer, then start working with us, our team, to try and see how you can secure financing for your course. ठीक है. ओके, चलो. तो अभी क्वेश्चंस स्कॉलरशिप्स का ये है. देखिए, आपका एनसेट पास नहीं हो रहा है, अंडरस्टैंड. अभी आई डोंट नो आपका एग्जैक्ट स्कोर क्या था, बट इफ आप बॉर्डर पे थोड़ी मेहनत करो. अरुण शर्मा नाम की एक बुक है, अगर आपने उसका पीएनसी नहीं सॉल्व किया है, उसकी प्रोबेबिलिटी नहीं सॉल्व की है, देन उसके लेवल ऑफ डिफिकल्टी 2 और 3 जाके सॉल्व करो. 3-4 दिन लगा दो उस पे, आई एम श्योर यू विल बी एबल टू क्रैक इट. उससे बड़े क्वेश्चन आते हैं, ये 2 टॉपिक्स है. तो एवरीवन, दिस अप्लाइज टू एवरीवन. वो कर लो. फिर और टाइम मिलेगा तो नंबर थियोरी भी कर सकते हो आप. ठीक है. Anil Mundana, Newton School of Technology is given BTech with same curriculum, then why SST? देखिए, यहाँ पे मैं किसी कॉम्पिटिटर के बारे में नहीं कमेंट करूंगा. आप डोंट बी दैट पर्सन जो ऊपर ऊपर से चीजों को देखता है, ग्राउंड पे जाके समझो तो आपको समझ में आएगा, इज व्हाट आई कैन से। ठीक है, इज 60% रिक्वायर्ड? यस, मैथ्स में 60% इज द बेसिक क्राइटेरिया। हाउ मेनी क्वेश्चंस आर देयर इन एनसेट? हर एनसेट में वेरी करता है, तो 30, 35 इस तरीके से होता है। मिनिमम मार्क्स फॉर पासिंग इन एनसेट, तो मैं बोलूंगा कि देखिए एनसेट में प्रश्न, अगर आपका स्कोर एनीवेयर बिटवीन 20 to 25% है ओवरऑल स्कोर, देन इट्स अ सेफ स्कोर, देन आपका क्लियर हो जाना चाहिए। इज देयर अ गेमिंग क्लब एट एसएसटी? बन तो रहा था, देयर इज अ स्टूडेंट कॉल्ड जैद who is pretty active into gaming. अभी there's also a student called Aryan जो गेमिंग में कुछ कर रहा है, तो वो मिलके they were trying to start a gaming club, but अभी तक लॉन्च नहीं हुआ है officially. I think by the time you guys join, so maybe if there are more kids, then that can be supported. Uh, okay, so just one second. एनआईटी के वर्सेस एसएसटी, अगेन देखिए मैं कॉलेजेस के बारे में ज्यादा नहीं कमेंट करूंगा, ये सारे कॉन्वर्जेशन थोड़े वन ऑन वन हो तो बेटर होते हैं। सो अगर आपके पास एसएसटी का ऑफर है, प्लीज आस्क योर काउंसलर टू सेट अप अ कॉन्वर्जेशन विद मी, अंशुमन, एंड वील बी एबल टू गाइड यू, बिकॉज ये इतना हाई लेवल पे नहीं देखते इस चीज को। आपको देखना होगा कि what is the kind of branch you're getting there, branch you're getting here, what is the kind of background that you have, आपका कंप्यूटर साइंस की तरफ कितना इंक्लिनेशन है, राइट। सो ये ऐश आने में हैप्पी टू स्पेंड टाइम अगर आपके पास एसएसटी का ऑफर है। ओके, आदित्य भाटिया, अगर आपने फर्स्ट ईयर ऑफ अपनी कॉलेज खत्म कर लिया है, देन हमारे पास वो ऑप्शन नहीं है कि आप यहाँ पे सेकेंड ईयर में डायरेक्टली चालू करो। यू हैव टू स्टार्ट अगेन इन द फर्स्ट ईयर, बिकॉज फर्स्ट ईयर में ही हमारे यहाँ पे बहुत सारी लर्निंग होती है जो आपके रेगुलर कॉलेज में नहीं होती है। तो यू हैव टू स्टार्ट फ्रॉम फर्स्ट ईयर। इनफैक्ट इस साल ऐसे भी बच्चे हैं जो सेकेंड ईयर बीटेक छोड़ के यहाँ पे आए हैं, राइट, फ्रॉम गुड कॉलेजेस, वेरी वेरी गुड कॉलेजेस। सो जस्ट वांटेड टू शेयर दैट। क्लास 1258 नहीं होगा, सॉरी। आई एम इन 12, should I start learning C++? पीयूष ठाकुर, अगर राइट नाउ यू आर इन क्लास 12, rather than asking this question कि मैं C++ सीखूं कि मैं Python सीखूं या Java सीखूं, I think the question should be that what kind of projects should I build? Because project और उसका जो यूज केस आप बना रहे हो, दैट इज मोर इम्पोर्टेंट, एंड दैट स्टोरी इज मोर इम्पोर्टेंट टू टेल, लेट्स से एन एडमिशन ऑफिसर, rather than just saying कि मैं C++ सीख रहा हूँ, राइट। तो आई वुड सजेस्ट कि आप जावा उठा लो, जावा में आप कोई एक बेसिक प्रोजेक्ट बना सकते हो, पाइथन उठा लो, उसमें कोई एक बेसिक प्रोजेक्ट बना सकते हो, एंड कोई रियल वर्ल्ड प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करने की कोशिश करो। Harshita, yes, there is a small medical room that we have in the hostel. So by the way, मैं आज hostel में हूँ. Let me see if I can. Uh, but actually, maybe we'll share photos later. But um, there in the main campus, there is a small room which is dedicated for medical. It's called the MI room. And in the micro campus, there is basic first aid, etc., kept, and we've tied up with like a hospital nearby in case of emergencies. Okay, so don't worry about that. Is August 9th the last? Yes, August 9th is the last intake for 2024. We are closing our admission cycle because obviously the course needs to start. हाँ, मतलब आशानी में यू आर राइट, मतलब अब I don't want to just say today I was doing a session and I asked out of the 300 students here, whoever whoever chose SST over IIT, NIT, BITS, Triple IT, I think 65% of the batch stood up. So that's the kind of quality of students that you will find here. And ऐसा नहीं कि जो बाकी 40% है, they are not, like they've been selected basis other things, because getting into NIT is not the only thing in life, right? There are other good indicators to know if the student is good or not. हाँ, अनीश राजू, सही बोले आपने, एकदम करेक्ट। आई एम विथ यू। ओके, चलो और क्या है? I want to take degree in CS and AI. What is different? Gopal Patil, I'm looking at your question. Your question is, I want to take degree in CS and AI. What is different between college and SST program? Can I build project and make my startup? Okay. I believe you want to study computer science and AI. Actually, ना ये आजकल बच्चे are very confused about, hey, should I study computer science or should I study AI? In reality, they're the same. I mean, if you look at the curriculum of a course which says that it specializes in AI and a course which says computer science, if there are 40 subjects, 35 will be common. Only 5 subjects are such which will have some very specific thing around AI. So it's the same. So, firstly, just in general, I'm just sharing that. What is difference between college program and SST program? Gopal, whatever I spoke about right before this, that the curriculum is cutting edge, teachers are industry professionals, a lot of practical learning, a lot of focus on uh, internships, मतलब ऐसा नहीं है कि थियरी आती है, मुझे प्रॉपर प्रोडक्ट्स बिल्ड करना था. एंड देन जो आपका एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप वाला क्वेश्चन है, देयर इज समथिंग कॉल्ड इनोवेशन लैब. इनोवेशन लैब में क्या फंडा है, that तीन चार चीजें साथ में आते हैं. There are firstly CXO CTOs of big companies who support in terms of giving us projects or giving us mentoring. There is VCs, VCs जो venture capitalist investors जो होते हैं वो involved होते हैं, and Scaler के senior engineers involved होते हैं. And basically when all of these guys come together and students come together, they have an opportunity to launch products for the real world and try and make money through that. And that's how we support entrepreneurship, right? सो दैट इज दैट. आलम लोन का वो जो फाइनेंसिंग वाली चीज मैं बोल रहा था, दैट इज द सेम लोन थिंग ओनली. सर मैथ्स आता है बट इतना नहीं. आदित्य भाटिया, अगर देखिए आपको मैथ्स से टेंशन हो रहा है, आप ये जो अरुण शर्मा का जो मैं बोल रहा था ना, LOD 2 3, उस उन कॉन्सेप्ट्स को आप स्ट्रॉन्ग कर लो. परमिटेशन कॉम्बिनेशन. आप व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप पे नहीं हो तो गाइस, इफ यू कैन शेयर द व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप का लिंक, देयर इज अ कम्युनिटी. अब वहां पे वो अरुण शर्मा, यू कैन आस्क फ्रॉम पीपल, समबडी विल हेल्प यू आउट. एंड उससे आप प्रोबेबिलिटी, PNC, नंबर सिस्टम्स वो अगर अच्छे से कर लोगे, देन इंटरव्यू पे यू कैन क्रैक, डोंट वरी. मन पटेल, बट इंग्लिश में प्रॉब्लम है. देखिए, यस, यू नीड बेसिक अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ इंग्लिश. If you feel that if on a scale of 10 you are somewhere at a 5 or a 6, then it's okay. But if you're at 2 on 10, then it's a challenge. Then I think you'll have to work on in English. But अगर आप 5 6 पे और मैनेज कर सकते हो, जो मैं बोल रहा था इतना आपको समझ में आ रहा है, तो ठीक है, then that should be fine. Aditya, interview is mostly used to check your mathematical and logical aptitude. It is not based on communication skills. देखो कबीर, मैं ना न्यूटन पोलारिस के बारे में नहीं कमेंट करूंगा. मैं एक जनरल फ्रेमवर्क दे सकता हूँ आपको कि आपको कॉलेज कैसे चूज करना चाहिए. क्या 7 8 चीजें होती है जो देखनी होती है. आई जस्ट शेयर माय स्क्रीन एंड यू कैन मेक अ टेबल एंड ट्राई एंड पॉपुलेट दोस थिंग्स. एक स्लाइड, एक एक्सेल खोल लो, and उस एक्सेल में on these 8 parameters you list down whichever college, be it SST, be it Newton, be it XYZ, IIT भी हो गया. तो वो जो 8 फैक्टर्स है वो are these, right? कि how is the curriculum and teaching done in that college? Is the curriculum cutting edge? So which is the first part. Is it regularly updated? Not updated, right? जो बोलते वो करते हैं कि नहीं, वो सीनियर से, जो जो एलुमनाई है या जो सीनियर्स हैं उनसे यू शुड टॉक, राइट, बिफोर चूजिंग एनी कॉलेज. Second है faculty excellence. Who are the kind of people who are teaching? Now you should not just look at 1 or 2 profiles. You should go on LinkedIn. LinkedIn, everybody knows. There you can easily find out who are the teachers teaching, not teaching, क्या चल रहा है वहाँ पे, वहाँ आपको पता चल जाएगा. Third is peer excellence. यही सबसे बड़ा differentiator होता है most colleges में. Okay. अब अगर कोई ऐसा कॉलेज है लाइक SST का सिलेक्शन रेट 3% है, ठीक है, most of these other colleges will have 24%, 25% selection rate. Agar obviously abhi whoever is going is getting an offer and is being accepted, then the quality of the peers around you will be average. And on the other side, if any college is being very selective, choosing the best, then that uplifts the ecosystem, right? The entire culture on campus. ठीक है? Then campus and location की वहाँ पे आप evaluate करो कि कोई अगर आप टेक की बात करो तो बैंगलोर से जितना क्लोज है उतना बेटर है, हैदराबाद है तो गुड है, दिल्ली एनसीआर है तो डिसेंट है, बट अगर कैलकाटा है फॉर एग्जांपल तो नॉट गुड, मतलब ठीक है, like it's less than. So you can rate these colleges on each of these parameters. What are the kind of placement opportunities you can expect? What's the student culture? Again, you can speak to seniors. What's the kind of credibility of the team and the institution itself, right? Who are the people backing it? And then फाइनल वो आ जाता है कि फीस क्या है, स्कॉलरशिप मिल रही है नहीं मिल रही है. That is the eighth parameter that you should look at. Now, this kind of nuancing is very individual, very customized, and that's how I think you should look at it. ठीक है. Is it possible to crack NSET in 1 week? Yes, Tata IPL 2023 highlights. It is possible. बहुत लोग ने किया होगा, so that's why I'm confident. And यार अपना नाम चेंज करो, टाटा IPL 2023 highlights कौन लगता है? Okay. Can you guide us on how to crack interview? प्रश्न देखो, हमारे YouTube चैनल पे ना there is a playlist called interview prep. उसमें there are some guidelines given. There are some mock interviews also uploaded. You can go check them out. जहाँ actual interviews के recording डाल दिया है, so you can check this out. Soumitra Kumar ji, your father is not allowing you. He wants to pursue BTech. Very common case. मतलब fathers are living in their generation. एंड उनके आसपास भी जिनसे बात करते हैं वो भी वही जनरेशन में रह रहे हैं. तो आप एक काम करो, अगर आपके पास सौमित्रा ऑफर है, then you get your dad to either talk to me, talk to Anshuman sir. If you can get them here on campus, show them some of the videos on our YouTube channels. On, like, there's a video which talks about why we consciously stayed away from BTech. Ayush, if you have that वो BTech वाला video, just share it in the chat now. Maybe why did SST not do a BTech? So that आप अपने father को दिखा सकते हो. So those are some few things that I can make him talk to some of the seniors here. ठीक है, उनसे भी आपको कॉन्फिडेंस आएगा. बालाजी, नहीं, हमारे एनसेट के अनफॉर्चुनेटली सैंपल टेस्ट से ज्यादा डिफिकल्टी है. ठीक है. आयुष तमता, ग्लैड टू नो. आपको कोई हेल्प चाहिए तो आप व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप ज्वाइन कर लो, उसमें मैं भी पर्सनली हूँ. इफ यू नीड एनी हेल्प लेट अस नो. इनिशियली कौन सी लैंग्वेज लर्न कर रही है? पाइथन, जावा में? जावा इज लाइक अ स्लाइटली वाइडर थिंग, तो उस थिंग. सर, आई एम अमित चौधरी, स्टूडेंट इन ह्यूमैनिटीज. हाउ कैन आई डू बीसीए फॉर रेगुलर कॉलेज? देखो, बीसीए का ये सेशन नहीं है तो मैं एकदम क्लियरली नहीं बता पाऊंगा. आप YouTube पे बीसीए की क्या क्या वीडियोस है, बहुत सारे अमन दत्तरवाल के होंगे, एक्सेट्रा एक्सेट्रा. आप वो वीडियो देख लो, उससे आपको क्लियर आइडिया मिल जाएगा. आदित्य भाटिया, मैंने आपका क्या नहीं रिप्लाई किया, आप एक बार वापस क्वेश्चन डाल देना, मैं देख लेता हूँ. पैच शेड्यूल एट स्केलर, हाँ, दैट्स अ गुड क्वेश्चन. तो टिपिकली क्लासेस स्टार्ट एट 9 o'clock, 4-5 बजे तक चलती है, एंड 2 घंटे का बीच में देयर इज अ नाइस ब्रेक इन बिटवीन. नाउ these classes are not all like theory. आप पूरा दिन बस बैठे हो, कोई इंस्ट्रक्टर कुछ बोलते जा रहा है. इट इज एवरी क्लास इज फॉलोड बाय अ लैब सेशन. तो उससे क्या होता है कि यू लिसन, यू लर्न थियोरी एंड देन यू इम्प्लीमेंट प्रैक्टिकली, एंड दैट्स हाउ यू लर्न. तो दैट इज दैट. मंडे टू फ्राइडे क्लासेस होती है, सैटरडे संडे क्लासेस नहीं होती है यहाँ पे. ठीक है. फिर वो सैटरडे संडे बच्चे या तो अपना खुद का कुछ कर रहे होते हैं, कुछ चिल मार रहे होते हैं, एक्सेट्रा. दैट्स द काइंड ऑफ टिपिकल शेड्यूल दैट दे हैव. Guys, can we also share the WhatsApp group apart from the Telegram group? Uh, ओवर गेमर मतलब देखो आई अंडरस्टैंड वो कोई भी ऐसे डिफिकल्ट टू गेट इनटू हिज क्वेश्चन इज कि मैं हाउ डू आई अश्योर कि मेरे को सीट मिल जाएगी। अब ये सब मत सोचो, लाइक ऑब्वियसली एंजाइटी तो होगी अगर लिमिटेड है, जस्ट डू योर बेस्ट एंड ट्राई एंड कंट्रोल दैट एंजाइटी। बाकी इफ आई एम श्योर इफ यू पुटिंग इन द हार्ड वर्क हो जाना चाहिए। आई सॉ दैट बट स्टिल हैव फियर प्लीज इट्स मॉडर्न टू बी मैथ्स। आदित्य भाटिया, so I think in the interviews, his question is ki, what if I'm not able to solve the question in the interview? The interview is not a roadies type stress interview, right? It's more of a discussion where the person is sort of nudging you, giving you hints, आपसे बात करता है, आपका thought process is what they're trying to understand. It's a very chill conversation. So don't worry. Uh, uh, of course, if you don't solve any of the question, then it's a challenge. But ऐसा हुआ कि आप partially solve करो, then that's also okay as long as your thought process is in the right direction. ठीक है? ऐश एनिमे सर एसएसटी से ओवरसीज में जॉब मिलेगा क्या? मतलब वो टाइम विल टेल। हो भी सकता है कि देयर विल बी सर्टेन नंबर ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स हु गेट ऑफर्स बिकॉज़ टेक में तो होता है कि अब्रॉड ऑफर्स मिलते हैं, बट टाइम विल टेल। राइट नाउ आई डोंट वांट टू कमिट ऑन एनीथिंग एंड नीदर शुड यू कम विद द एक्सपेक्टेशन हियर कि हाँ मेरे को ओवरसीज जॉब मिल सकता है। यू शुड कम हियर विद द एक्सपेक्टेशन कि बहुत मेहनत करनी है भाई, कंप्यूटर साइंस में बेस्ट बनना है। कबीर, I said right, like I will not be giving these opinions, so आप वो सवाल नहीं पूछोगे। Payment and EMI is with interest or without interest? It's with interest, obviously. Like, okay, I'm seeing some of the questions repeat. I request people to not put the same questions again and again. Hmm. Tanu Sharma, yes, national level sports is definitely considered, not in the selection process, but in the scholarship review process. Selection तो आपका वही है कि आप entrance दोगे and then interviews होंगे. Interviews में it's mostly mathematical and some questions on why do you want to get into SST and what's your introduction. Is the internship paid? Yes. तो जैसे अभी ये जो दुकान की internship है, तो that they get a stipend of 20,000 for 6 months, and then it might even go up if they do well. They might get a full-time job if they do well. हाँ, थैंक्स गाइस फॉर शेयरिंग। ये तो एक यूट्यूब का लिंक शेयर किया, व्हाई एसएसटी डिडंट चूज बीटेक। यू कैन शेयर दिस विद योर फादर, जो पूछ रहे थे ना इससे पहले। ठीक है। यस अनीश राजू, पढ़ाई करो, चिल करो गाइस, नो स्ट्रेस। हाँ, विकास रॉय, सॉरी आई थिंक आई हैव मिस्ड योर क्वेश्चन। Do you guys plan to expand the Scalar campus? Yes. In fact, the Scalar campus is already expanded a lot this year. The campus is ready upstairs, so I'm sure you'll see a few photos and videos from our students very soon when they go into their new classroom. So campus is already expanded. It will expand further also next year, obviously. अच्छा, आपका नाम आदर्श है, वेरी गुड आदर्श, चलो we'll speak soon. Means of I am partially solving the problem. हाँ आदित्य भाटिया, मतलब पार्शियली सॉल्विंग इन द सेंस कि आपका लॉजिक क्या है। अगर मतलब जैसे पीएनसी का कोई क्वेश्चन पूछा है कि एक्स वाई जी वर्ड का रैंक क्या होगा डिक्शनरी में, अब वो वर्ड मतलब उस प्रॉब्लम को आप कैसे अप्रोच करोगे, कैसे पीएनसी के कॉन्सेप्ट अप्लाई करोगे, दैट इज व्हाट दे चेक। I got 93 marks in 12th board. Should I tell this in the interview? मतलब you can bring it up, but in the background, since you would have already submitted this, right, सूरज सिंह, ये कि 12th में आपके मैथ्स में क्या मार्क्स है, तो ये we already captured that data and that is looked at in your evaluation process. I have cleared exam. Gopal Patil का question है, what is different in SST and college? Should I go abroad? Abroad is good, but I don't have finances. हाँ, ये राजू यादव का अच्छा क्वेश्चन है। सर, इज इट नेसेसरी टू हैव नॉलेज ऑफ कोडिंग बिफोर टेकिंग एडमिशन इन दिस कॉलेज? सो नहीं, आपको कोडिंग जीरो भी है तो भी आप मतलब बिल्कुल आ सकते हो। इनफैक्ट जैसे लास्ट ईयर का मेरे पास डेटा है कि 65% ऑफ द बैच न्यू नो कोडिंग एट ऑल, राइट? हाँ, मयूर नामा, इन केस यू गॉट सिलेक्टेड एंड आपने प्रोफाइल में वो नहीं डाला है, देन आप क्विकली ईमेल कर दीजिए इस चीज को. आई एम अज्यूमिंग यू आर ऑन द व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप्स, यू कैन डीएम मी एंड आई सेंड यू माय ईमेल आईडी, आप उस पे ईमेल कर देना. Aman Bhagwat, typically 50% of the students get rejected in interviews. अरे दीपक गौर जी, आपका क्वेश्चन क्या है? आप क्वेश्चन एक बार. अच्छा, what I didn't in good college. आपका क्वेश्चन थोड़ा क्लियरली बता दो दीपक जी, कि आप कह रहे हो कि आपका अच्छे कॉलेज में नहीं हुआ तो अभी क्या करना चाहिए. साइंस टेक, साइंस टेक का क्या क्वेश्चन है? I am from vocational computer science from Telangana. My maths percentage is nearly 50%. Am I eligible for NSET? शायद I'm really sorry कि जैसे अभी जो करंट इंटेक्स है उसमें मैथ्स का स्कोर अगर 60 से नीचे है तो आपको नहीं अकोमोडेट कर पाएंगे, बिकॉज इट्स टू लेट. नेक्स्ट ईयर जो अर्ली इंटेक्स है उसमें वी कैन हैव अ वेवर फॉर मैथ्स कोर्स. ठीक है. इज योर डिग्री ऑफलाइन और ऑनलाइन? हाँ नितिन, तो बिट्स पिलानी की जो डिग्री है वो बेसिकली कोर्सेरा के थ्रू है. तो उसका जैसे ऑफिशियली जो मोड है वो ऑनलाइन लिखा हुआ है उस पे, और ऐसे ही लिखा नहीं हुआ है, ऑनलाइन मेंशन्ड है बट डिग्री पे नहीं लिखा होता है. ऑनेस्टली उससे क्या फर्क पड़ता है? नहीं फर्क पड़ता कुछ भी, बिकॉज लाइक आई सेड, द हायरिंग हैपेंस और द प्लेसमेंट्स हैपन बेसिस प्रोफाइल, your access to opportunities and eligibility. Eligible अगर आपको वो सेम degrees have the same eligibility, same validity rather, तो कोई स्ट्रेस नहीं, कोई मतलब वो नहीं है, तो it doesn't matter. कैलकुलस अप्लाई करना होगा क्या कोडिंग में? नहीं, इतना नहीं होता है. when would the result come out for today's test? Result for today's test should come out by tonight or tomorrow first half. कल ही आ जाएगा आपका 100% रिजल्ट. ठीक है, बालाजी का भी सेम क्वेश्चन. The learnability part of the exam requires some DSA knowledge, doesn't it? यार, आई वुड से नो, बिकॉज वो सारा कुछ तो वहां पे दिया होता है, तो यू कैन ऑब्वियसली लर्न इट, अंडरस्टैंड इट एंड एवरीथिंग. Alam, I have 100 marks in maths in Rajasthan board. That's great. Good to know you're strong in mathematics. Um, we we do see a lot of students who like mathematics at SST. Aditya Bhatia, 93% in MHCT, zonal level science exhibition. अच्छी बात है, very good. You should mention this in your interview and in your profiling form. अच्छा, by the way, I don't know how many of you all know about profile-based shortlisting. तो ऐसे बहुत बच्चे होते हैं जिनका एनसेट नहीं क्लियर होता है, बट प्रोफाइल बहुत स्ट्रांग होती है. प्रोफाइल स्ट्रांग होती है इन द सेंस दैट मानो उन्होंने कुछ कुछ प्रोजेक्ट्स बनाए होते हैं टेक में, या जेई में बहुत अच्छे मार्क्स होते हैं, या बिटसैट में बहुत अच्छे मार्क्स होते हैं, एसएटी में होते हैं, या एमएससीटी में भी हो सकते हैं. तो यू कैन पुट ऑल ऑफ दैट इन योर प्रोफाइल फॉर्म, एंड बेसिस दैट आल्सो यू कैन गेट शॉर्टलिस्टेड फॉर इंटरव्यूज. ठीक है. व्हाट इज द सिलेबस फॉर स्केलर? अरे यार, ये वैदिक सचदेवा जी, आप पहले एनसेट का प्रेप किट डाउनलोड करो, उसमें आपको सारा मिल जाएगा कि क्या ये है. ओके. डज अंडरसेलिंग योर स्किल्स ड्यूरिंग इंटरव्यूज आल्सो? आदित्य राउत, लाइक द इंटरव्यू मोस्टली फोकसेस ऑन कि आपको एक प्रॉब्लम देते हैं, आपको प्रॉब्लम को कैसे सॉल्व करे, वो है. इट्स नॉट, मतलब वो जो आप सेलिंग वाली बात कर रहे हो ना, वो सिर्फ लास्ट में होता है थोड़ा सा. एंड देयर आई वुडंट से ओवर सेल, अपने बारे में अच्छे से कॉन्फिडेंटली बताओ. Is it, sorry, question है Anish Raju का. Is there any possibility that if the said person is good at the mentoring and like the mentoring and teaching other students will SST offer spot in the college? इसमें को question नहीं समझा अनीश राजू आपका. Is there any possibility that if the said person is good at like mentoring and teaching other students will SST offer spot in college itself? अच्छा, आप कह रहे हो 4 साल बाद अगर आप इतने अच्छे हो कि आप एसएसटी में इंस्ट्रक्टर, मतलब ये बात की बात है, इसको अभी नहीं डिस्कस करेंगे. Is there any distance learning program? नहीं दीपक, हमारे पास डिस्टेंस लर्निंग प्रोग्राम नहीं है, ऑल्दो काफी सारे प्रोग्राम जैसे आईआईटी मद्रास का प्रोग्राम है, आप उसको देख सकते हो। बिट्स के ही प्रोग्राम है, आप उसको भी देख सकते हो। तो सर, इज इट नेसेसरी टू पे सीट कंफर्मेशन फीस बिफोर 7th अगस्त? राजू, आपका मतलब आई डोंट नो आप कौन से इनटेक से हो, पर जो भी आपको डेडलाइन दी गई है वो सबके लिए वो सेम डेडलाइन होती है। What is the syllabus for NSET? Same question वापस. When will the result come out? What should be my step now? Is it possible to have a private sessions with faculty? Malab Rahul, once you have an offer, then we typically anyway have a lot of one-on-ones, etc. So if you have an offer, please speak to a counselor. They will set up a session with me, Anshuman, Abhimanyu, whoever, like in case your parents need to speak to someone. बट सर, आई अप्लाइड एन आंसर स्लॉट ऑफ 9th। नहीं शायद, वो आप डिस्क्वालीफाई हो जाओगे बिकॉज ऑफ लेस देन 60, even though you clear the आंसर। ठीक है यार, मैं वही क्वेश्चंस देख रहा था तो मैंने मोस्टली रिपीट ही हो रहा है। नहीं तो जो भी मुझसे ये पूछ रहे हैं ना कि अभी जैसे करंट ऑगस्ट इनटेक की मैं बात करता हूँ, 9th का जो टेस्ट है, लेस देन 60 मैथ्स अकोमोडेट नहीं हो पाएगा। आई एम बीइंग वेरी क्लियर अबाउट दैट। ठीक है। अमनदीप, अमनजीत, देखिए आप वो बिट्स पिलानी के कोर्स में आप इंडिपेंडेंटली भी एनरोल कर सकते हो, उसमें हमारा कोई रोल नहीं है, बट सिंस यू डोंट हैव अ ऑफर फ्रॉम एसएसटी येट, सो आई वोंट बी एबल टू कमेंट ऑन दैट। कॉलेज में कौन सा प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज सिखाया जाएगा? तो देखो, अ, अगर आप थोड़ा सा व्हेन यू गेट इनटू प्रोग्रामिंग, आपको ये समझ में आएगा कि कॉलेज में कॉन्सेप्ट पढ़ाया जाता है डेटा स्ट्रक्चर्स का। अब आपको जो इम्प्लीमेंट उसको करना है ना, आप जावा में भी कर सकते हो, पाइथन में भी कर सकते हो, लिटरली एडिटर में आप चूज कर सकते हो कि कौन सा लैंग्वेज में मुझे करना है। टिपिकली जावा इज व्हाट मोस्ट पीपल विल प्रेफर। ठीक है। तो ठीक है। ग्रेट, आई थिंक this session was good, and I'm doing this AMA after a long time. I see that students have a lot of doubts, and I hope I was able to answer most of your doubts. और भी अगर आपके डाउट्स है तो कम्युनिटी की भी हेल्प लो, join the Telegram group, join the WhatsApp group, ask the questions there. Many students are either on campus or are planning to come on campus. 26th August is when the next batch starts. So they will be able to help you in case I don't reply there, or some questions are still pending. ठीक है। तो दिस इज इट फ्रॉम माय साइड। थैंक I have a hard stop at 8 o'clock, so we can end this here now. All the best for whoever's giving the exam on August 9th, and hope to see some of you all soon on campus. Thank you.